Hello. We got sleet. I presume sleet is a mixture of rain and snow, but that's what's happening today. Hence the two hoods, keeping nice and warm. And I sat in Ishi waiting to go out actually. Been up for a while. And yeah, went and had a wash and all the rest of it and sorted myself out and came back listening to this tapping on the roof. The Angel Drummers was going tick, 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 like that. And Bodhi wanted to go out and I kept saying, in a minute, in a minute. In the end, Bodhi won. And I'm glad he did. Because we're here in nature, you know, this is where we need to be. Let's just have a quick look around and then I'll get into the video properly. Actually, I'll get into the video now. So I'm doing a video in a few days. Today is Saturday. It's about the, I don't know what the date is. Should we say 10, 11, 12, 13th of Feb. And it's about 10:30, 11 o'clock maybe slightly earlier. But I'll be making a video in a few days called Over to You, which I've done before, and the questions are coming in thick and fast. I've got a little boy waiting for me. So here we are, loads of trees. Yeah, so it's coming in thick and fast, but one of them I thought I'd answer now really. It seems a little bit pointless trying to answer it in Ishi. And the question was, you say that nature heals, what do you mean? It's simple as that. He's off. Bless his heart. He loves it. So do I. Okay, so what do I mean by nature heals? Now, if I answered this in Ishi, it wouldn't be quite the same, would it really? Which is why we're here. 2 days ago, let me just tell you this, 2 days ago I was walking along this path just before we get to this piece where you can see up there, and there was about between 8 and maybe 12 deer run across here in a line, perfect line they were. And most of them were brown, some were brown with little white tails, and there was a beautiful, beautiful white deer amongst them. It would have made for a nice photograph. But he was desperate to go out that particular morning. Hey darling, it's okay. He just heard a noise. Yeah, he was desperate to go out, he was, bless him. But so I didn't grab the camera. But anyway, I witnessed it. It was beautiful, absolutely stunning. I've never been so close to the white deer since I came here 12 years ago. I haven't been here 12 years, it feels like it. So it would have been stunning, but whatever, we don't need photographs, we don't need film to witness the magic of nature. And then, a little bit later, Bodhi just stopped and looked in the woods. Oh, sorry Bodes, just kicked him. He's right behind my heel. Bodhi, he walks behind my heel and he touches my feet sometimes, so as my heel goes up, I kick him. Not on purpose, obviously, but he's so close. When you get in front of me, darling, get in front. Bo, go for a run. Good boy, thank you. I can see you then. So he stopped and he looked. I thought, what was he looking for? Anyway, I looked. Now this would have been a great photograph. There was two deer, very, very close to each other. And there was a head there and a head there, so it looked like one long body with a head either end. You've seen that photo a million times, I'm sure, on wherever, Google Images or something, you know. Quite a classic photo, isn't it, really, like the two-headed deer. But I actually saw it, you know, I actually stood there and witnessed it. Beautiful, loved it. So, what do I mean by nature heals? Okay. Well, just this, Can you hear my breath? I'm getting slightly out of breath, you know, which is great. It's good for the soul. For me, okay, so nature heals on many, many different levels. As you know, I've got dysthymia. Dysthymia is, it's depression really. It's reasonably mild most of the time, but it's with me all of the time, 24/7. It's an odd thing really, and it tells me silly little things in my head. So, but I've learned to deal with it and manage that condition, so there's no worries. So on that level, so for anxiety, depression, even things like loneliness, just the blues or the sadness, or you know, the lethargy, the apathy, you know, sometimes you're in that mood, aren't you? Oh, I can't be bothered to do anything. All of those things, then yeah, get out in nature. And it's so good. It's good to move. It's good for the muscles. It's good for the heart and the lungs and stuff like that, obviously. So it's good physically, but it's very, very, very good mentally. Very, very good. You know, when we got these sort of little problems and what have you, or even big problems, and we sit indoors, that exacerbates the problems, you know. They seem to manifest into this huge thing, where once it was a slight problem, it becomes a big, big problem when you're indoors. Something about being in a little cage that is not right for us in many respects. We are animals, you know. We don't like to see animals caged, do we? Those deer, they're not caged, they were running free. When my dog runs free, that again soothes my soul. He's nature, I'm nature, we're in nature. We should be doing what nature allows. You know, I think when we really think of anything in nature, whatever nature is, you know, animals or trees or plants or whatever, they're just doing their thing. You know, the animals, the deer, will probably go to sleep. I don't know because I haven't asked them. They'll probably go to sleep when it's dark. They'll probably wake up when it's light. They'll probably eat when they're hungry. And they'll probably go for a run if they want to run. You know, there's no restrictions on their little lives. They don't have to conform to anything. It's all about freedom, I think, really. You know, and we get a sense of freedom. You know, right now, here, with my dog tripping me up, there's a sense of freedom. And look at this. Stunning. Stunning on a grey, sleety day. There you go, look through there. Beautiful. I love it. So yeah, I'm feeling a sense of peace and a sense of freedom by being in nature. So yeah, nature heals. Nature heals in whatever way it heals. That's what I think. So obviously, on a physical level, well, this morning, you know, I woke up, I had a bad back this morning, and sat around for a while, and I put the laptop on, I sort of scratched around, done a few things, and drunk too much Slurpee, if there is such a thing. You know, had a wash, came back, listened to the Angel Drummers, and then I thought, no, let's go, you know. And then I thought I'd answer this question that somebody said, what do you mean nature heals, you know? Well, it's just that, nature heals. Now, I'll tell you what to do, if you can, and not everybody can get outside, we understand that, and I fully, you know, appreciate that and accept that. But, well, I'll just show you the view again. Sorry about the camera work, but you know what I'm like. Never was a professional filmmaker, I don't know why you bother watching. Lovely. Oh, stunning. beautiful, cosmic. Even in the cold and the sleet, it's still beautiful and magical. Yes, if you can, get outside. Now, I don't really want to give you any advice, but I'll tell you what to do. This is what I do. On a little bit of a bimble, like this, is just to try to empty your head as much as you possibly can. But I often, apart from doing this video, I would walk in silence, you know, and I would just accept what is, if that makes any sense. Probably not, but what I mean by that, right, is, you know, be aware of your surroundings. Don't look at every last thing. There's no need to be glancing around all over the place. Just be aware, you know, just gently be aware. And then, you know, fragrances in the air. You don't need to think, what is that? You know, you don't need to think, just be aware. Yeah, it's just nature. It smells damp, actually, today. Surprisingly, damp, woody. This fern is beautiful, it's clean. But just be aware of your environment, that's all. Just acknowledge it. Don't give it much thought. Be aware of your fragrances and, you know, just be aware. And not to give it too much thought, just accept what is. You know, that's all we need to do. Glorious. You okay, my mate? You're getting a bit wet, aren't you? Yeah? We're okay, though. Just breathe, you know? Calm down and breathe. What is. And then you find it's healing. There's a word called prana, isn't there? Is it a Sanskrit word, maybe? I don't know. Prana just means life force or life energy. For me it means slow down, just accept there is an energy within the land coming up. There is an energy all around in the universe, the cosmos, whatever you want to call it, and it's a beautiful energy, prana. And you just breathe it in. Just hold it for a second and let it go. It's beautiful. You know, so by doing that we become nature. It's lovely. It's beautiful. It's great to be outside, that's what I think. So nature heals, you know, I don't know if I've done it justice really, but that's what I mean in these videos. When I go for a bimble, for me, going for a bimble is a very, very important part of my day. Kind of a sacred time just to allow myself just to slow down, just to allow myself to be. We don't need to do any more than just simply be. If you look at a tree, okay, let's see a nice tree, because I love my trees. Okay, so our busy, crazy, hectic lives. Right, and then we get something like this, which is a beautiful, glorious tree, okay? Now a tree hasn't got an ego, it's got no reason to try and outdo another tree. It's just being a tree, that's all. It's just standing there, just being. Now when I look at trees, I see a silence, a stillness and beauty. And when you really look at a tree, not only is there silence and stillness and beauty, but just look around the tree, there's always a silence just around the tree. just around the edge of a tree. It's beautiful. Beautiful. And you allow that quietness, that silence, that stillness, you allow that into your heart and soul. Beautiful. Love it. All those ducks moved off and this little fella refused to move. He said, no, I'm quite happy. Wow, okay, so we're getting a bit wet now, so we're going to have to go back. But just allow nature to heal, you know. Very, very simple, isn't it? Hey darling, everything alright? You sat there waiting? Come on then, love. We go back, Bode, you can make me a Slurpee if you will. You haven't made me a Slurpee in some time. So I hope that's answered it really. Nature heals, of course nature heals, you know, just accept the beauty of the land and the fresh air, and you know, try and get out. I mean, I would say try and get out once a day, every day for 5 minutes or whatever you're capable of. If you can be out for 5 minutes, it's better than not being out for 5 minutes. But if you feel a bit more comfortable and you can get out for several hours or whatever it may be, you know, you do whatever you do. Just soak this up, this beautiful prana, this cosmic energy from this land. You might have a few raindrops on the camera now, it's raining rather than sleeting, so we're heading back. So that's answered, hopefully it's answered that question. So I'm going to do a video called Over to You, as I've just mentioned, and it's Saturday now, so I'll upload this today, a bit later, and then if you've got any comments or questions, or you'd like me to talk on a particular subject or whatever it is, you know, then ask me and I'll choose 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever I do, you know, and I'll try and do that early-ish next week. So I'll leave it a few days with this video so people know what I'm doing. Over to you. And I'll make a video on either Tuesday or Wednesday perhaps, something like that, about the middle of the week, and I'll choose, as I say, some questions or comments or whatever. I like to talk on a particular subject sometimes, and obviously I just choose my own subject. When I make videos, I've got nothing in mind, I just empty my head and I decide to make a video, so I turn the camera on and I just ramble. And away we go. So yeah, I like to talk about whatever I talk about, but sometimes it's nice to have some input, obviously. You know, this hopefully this video channel, you know, Ramblings of Bry, hopefully it's a two-way thing, and I hope that you feel that it's a two-way thing as well, because I really do enjoy people being there, watching, thinking about my words, whatever they're doing, you know. And if people want to comment or whatever, I think that's lovely. Anyway, so I've changed the channel name to the Ramblings of Bry, back to how it once was. It seems to suit. I think everybody knows that I sell my art. That's how I make my living. So it doesn't need to be the Ramblings and Art of Bry. There doesn't need to be a separate channel. I'm never ever in favour of that for anyone, you know. Too confusing. I know 2 people have got separate channels out there that I watch, but I don't watch their other channel. I just don't ever think about it. I just don't bother with it really. So they get no views or comments or whatsoever on a particular channel. Yeah, I just find it very confusing. As you remember, once I was going to do the Ramblings, and then I was also going to have a separate channel, the Art, but it's too confusing. We do it in one, I think. Talking about art, I'm just going to finish this video. I'm just about to finish on this damp day, just to finish a piece of art that's a gift. And I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way that it's turned out. So the person that receives it will be happy, I know that. It's got a magic to it that it's a kind of two paintings in one in many respects, because they will enjoy it in the day, but at night it takes on a different energy, a different feel, beautiful. There's some, I'll put some colours in, I don't want to tell you too much about it. Look at this. Put some colours in that really only work at night, especially some blue, so I think the person will be happy with that. I've got to go and finish it. There's 4 little bits I want to do, and although they're tiny, they're going to take me some time. I can't tell you too much about it, but I'm going to pencil these 4 little bits in. Then I'm going to work out whether I need to use like a liner brush, very fine liner brush, to do these 4 things, or whether I use, you know, whether I perhaps dot on those 4 things, tiny dots, like pinprick dots. Then I've got to work out which colours are going to work best, because the background is slightly tie-dye effect, just slightly, because I wanted the 4 corners to represent these 4 people that's going to see the painting anyway. I don't want to be giving too much away, do I? I will make a video of it when it's finished, but I won't be uploading it for about 3 days, something like that, because you know, I need the person to see it first, obviously. So get out and enjoy nature, you know. And thank you to everybody for making videos. It's nice that Narrowboat Trev is back on the scene. Come here. Come here. Got a couple of dogs there. Alright, take care and be well.